Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember this statement by President Cyril Ramaphosa?
Those municipalities that do best are not ANC-controlled municipalities. And I can name it here because there's nothing wrong with competition. They are often DA-controlled municipalities. And there's nothing wrong with us saying we want to go and see what Cape Town is doing. We want to go and see what Stellenbosch is doing. How do they craft everything?
Although it's the one that often comes to mind, the Western Cape is not the only place in this country that is well run by the DA. There are more places where the lives of people have been changed for the better. For example, this is a village run by Chris Pappas as the mayor of Umgeni.
The main problems here, as in the rest of South Africa, are poverty, unemployment, and of course, insecurity. One of the first programs launched by the new municipality, the installation of solar street lighting. A neighborhood lit up at night is bound to be safer.
Now, where is Umgeni? In the Western Cape? No, it is in KZN.
The second step towards improving living conditions, solar panels for over 500 homes, including Kobiles.
This is a solar panel. We are using it to charge the battery. The battery, put it inside, so we put outside the solar panel, so it will be charging the battery inside.
A kit includes the panel, a battery, a bulb for each room, and a phone charger.
That is a white man who has changed the lives of black people who had relied on the leadership of the so-called black parties until they elected the DA. Only to realize that Chris Pappas was a better leader. The DA was a better party than the so-called black parties. What did some of those black people say about their mayor? Take a listen.
When Kobile and Grace are asked if they voted in the November 2021 municipal elections, the answer is a resounding yes.
Yes, we do
did.
vote. How?
DA, obviously.
We're not afraid. We're not, because we see the difference.
Nice things. Did you see the way that they speak about the mayor? Proudly.
Yes, for a year, because it's a year. It's a big difference to 27 years where we did not see the difference.
This includes water tanks, which are now supplied on a daily basis. Another new policy.
They know very well that they'll be labeled as sellouts. They'll be accused of being paid. And who will accuse them? People like these ones. They called me names again just a few days ago. What do they say about me? Coconut, Uncle Tom, Uncle Ruckus, sellout, DA puppet. That is how they talk about me. Many people of all races are happy with the DA progress. I have met some of them in Midvaal and I have seen some from Mpumalanga. So clearly, President Cyril Ramaphosa was not lying. When he said all these things, was he being paid by Helen Zille or by the DA? When these black people say all these things that they say about the DA, are they puppets? Or are they speaking because they have seen real change in their lives? Some people don't care to ask these questions. They just choose to believe and spread the tale that anyone who has anything positive to say about the DA is a puppet. And sadly, because some people aren't brave enough, they cower and remain silent even when they can clearly see the facts, even when they secretly vote DA. Anyway, here comes Paul Mashatile with more. Brace yourself.
There is a significant and persistent disparity between the well-being of many residents residing in Township and informal settlement of the province of the Western Cape.
Imagine that. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout the world, is there any place where people who live in a ghetto live a life that is identical to those that are rich and are living in the fancier parts of the country's cities? Anywhere across the earth? Please let me know in the comments section below. Paul Mashatile is acting like a conman. He sounds like a thief. A tsotsi who wants you to switch off your brain so that he can steal from you. The fact is, Western Cape is not unique. Gauteng has a fancy Sandown, and right next to it is a ghetto Alexandria where Paul Mashatile actually grew up. You think that since he grew up there and is now in power, he would have worked very hard to ensure that Alex reaches the heights of Sandown, but instead he's busy judging others. The Western Cape is similar to Gauteng. The ghettos you find in the Western Cape are the same ghettos that you would find in Gauteng. But the main problem we have is where the government is supposed to make sure that they maintain the municipality and they are not. Based on my experience looking at Midvaal, the ghettos are better serviced than a ghetto like Alexandria.
This is a developing area in the heart of our township, and over there you can see this is a gravel road, and we are going to convert that gravel road to tar. So the residents residing here in the township will benefit. They are busy. If we come this side, come with me.
Yeah.
You can have a look here. You can see they're already starting. Here's the material. So it's a long stretch of road from the top right to the bottom. And the next time you come back here, this will be a beautiful tarred road. And hopefully it will unlock development, further development on your left. As you can see, there's still vast open spaces.
Yeah.
Because we are a growing municipality.
But look there is already investment there.
Good investment,
Look at that.
yes.
Alexandra Township, one of the oldest townships in South Africa and home to nearly 118,000 people, most of them living below the poverty line. Lack of housing is one of the biggest challenges faced by those living in the township.
So we are here in Skelo, one of our townships, and I'm going to show you this beautiful facility, which is our pride. So you can see over here, this is a beautiful soccer pitch. You can see the irrigation system is working beautifully, managed by the municipality. We've got so many soccer teams that play here from the township. We even have a team in the league. And look how beautiful it is. Oh, it's open to the public here in the heart of our township. And you know, I never understand when people say we don't work in the townships. We don't do service delivery in the township. It's absolute nonsense. Look at this beauty. Right here in the heart of Skelo, in the township. So this part here is to bring or add an additional grandstand for the spectators, for the soccer, as well as the netball over there. So the next time you come, you will see a grandstand that has been constructed.
Making you accountable.
Hold me accountable.
The Marlborough industrial area on the outskirts of the township have been turned into a residential area by many who have nowhere to call home.
Last year was so I was ba re tshepisa gore ba tlo re nyakela ga o dula ka gore building e a isale right it lo wa ra shwela mo ka ga yona so no aba sa re check aba sa re fetula a re tsebo re go diega
As we said, we are in Skelo, a township in Midvaal. And as you can see, this is our beautiful community hall in the heart of our township. I want you to make the comparison of the one you saw in the city, in town, the Mayerton one. Come and have a look at the one in our township.
Whoa, are you kidding? Do you have like a touch screen? This is bananas.
Yeah.
Let me see.
This building burned down last year and 3 people, including a 4-month baby, died. Residents say they were told to vacate the area as it's not safe and could collapse, but they can't because they have nowhere to go.
This is in a township, a library, guys. This just shows that invest in the community, educate the kids. Look at this. This is the foundation of every society, not only in our country, guys, but worldwide. Oh, look at them. You tell us what you're doing here. Are you from the community? Do you enjoy to come here to study? What's your experience?
It has been a wonderful facility where I just receive any sort of resources that I want.
Okay.
It has been offering quite a lot of resources, and I do come here to study and to apply for certain things. It makes it easier.
Okay. Please note that the computer classes are now available for free at Cicelo Library. Come and register at the counter.
The building has a butchery behind it. Used water from the butchery seeps into the basement rooms. This is the basement room where Joyce lives. It has no windows.
Each and every day. Na mensa makuko shashin do mensa next door. Matla time every day we can na 20 bucket ya matla mama ko asile manga matile ku mata ile ku. Shashin tsande kana ya tiwe ni makama. Anga. Engwe na ko kreya uri atswali ni chuputsela tsa yesha divorce. Listen here like aksana lienta kina next.
Show me how many municipalities in this country have something like this.
Oh my God, what now? Is this a sound
studio?
Oh wow, I need one.
You can come use it.
I can come here now to use it. Oh wow.
Fully equipped.
Oh my word.
And the public uses this. You know, some do music, they do interviews.
The water comes from the butchery through the floor. It smells, making her room unbearable to live in. When she steps out of her room, things do not get any better. The stench on the street is overpowering. There's dirty water puddles and litter everywhere. There are dead rats lying on the streets. The situation is also made worse by the presence of numerous recycling companies in the area.
Yo magotlo na sham last week la ba re lumile ngwana mo ka kwa mo tsebeni ona gona sham ma feja bana na makonto go makonto la ngako ya ngako ba munhu ka khanzela ka mkhuko tsa kutlu nga ko famba something ku play konto akusei phela nga tsama.
Perfect time. Come have a look at this. These youngsters are here. Maybe they can say, "What guys? What are you doing here? What are you doing today? What are you doing?" Enjoying our time. You're enjoying your time by doing what? What are you playing? PlayStation. PlayStation? Yes. Now show me, David, which municipality has such resources, infrastructure, even for our youngsters. I'd rather have them in this room, enjoying themselves, instead of participating in the social ills that society has. So this really makes me as a mayor very proud. Young guys, keep well, all of the best. And stay away from drugs and alcohol abuse. Yes? 100%.
Thank you guys. Have a good one. Cheers.
These are the houses that our children grow up in. These are the streets where they play. These are the conditions under which they live.
Based on my experience looking at the parts of the Western Cape that I've been to, even the fancy areas in the Western Cape are better run than the fancy areas in Gauteng. Imagine claiming all these lies when the evidence shows that you're lying. Imagine allowing yourself as a citizen to believe these lies when the facts are there showing you that there is something horribly wrong with the party that is feeding you the lies. I can understand why Paul Mashatile and other comrades are lying to you about themselves and about the DA. They want to remain in power. Marawena, what is your excuse for believing their lies? What do you stand to gain for supporting all this nonsense? This is the work that is being done to prepare for the G20.
Hi, Joburg. It's me, GZ. In case you missed it, the High Impact Service Delivery Operation is building momentum and finally driving visible progress across Johannesburg. We're taking down illegal stalls, pulling the plug on illegal connections, restoring road integrity in all regions, repairing streetlights, cutting grass, removing illegal dumping, maintaining proactive, visible policing, and enforcing bylaws. The city of Joburg is committed to restoring law and order, upgrading essential infrastructure, and building safe, sustainable communities throughout Johannesburg. Street by street, block by block, the work continues on the ground. Now this is the Joburg we all want.
Do you know how many years of neglect you would have to have gone through in order to block the drains like this? Do you know how many years of neglect it takes for you to have to require such drastic measures to remove so much dirt? Do you know what kind of a leader you need to be to think this rubbish is acceptable for the people who voted for you and only see the need to clean up for foreign guests? This is the stuff that makes the difference. If you were to go to the Western Cape cities, would you find this kind of decay? Not that this should be acceptable in any area, but this is happening in the areas where the rich among us are staying, not in ghettos. Due to the ANC's neglect, places that should be the fanciest, the nicest, the neatest, and most pristine in Gauteng are also starting to have hints of Alex and Diepsloot. Lack of maintenance is what has caused Hillbrow, Rosettenville, Randburg, and Turffontein to become such dangerous, dirty, and disgusting places. If you keep listening to their lies and continue voting for them, many parts of Sandown are on the way there too. You may have a nice house in a fancy area, but the fact is the poor performance of the ANC, EFF and PA coalition will follow you to your doorstep. You can have your Lamborghini in your garage, but the road outside of your yard will quickly remind you of where you are. Along with the lies that our beloved Deputy President has shared here, there's a long-standing argument against the DA governance, and that is the high crime rates in the Western Cape, particularly in Cape Town. Many who raise this forget one simple thing. The DA is not responsible for the provincial policing. The National Police Force is. The DA is not responsible for the National Police Force. Minister Senzo Mchunu is. When the DA applied to have powers which would enable it to assume more responsibilities currently held by the National Police Force, the ANC refused.
Now, the City of Cape Town's council has officially passed a motion to seek the devolution of policing powers, a move that follows its earlier approval by the mayoral committee. Now, this decision sets in motion a formal process for the city to apply for these powers, which would allow it to take on more responsibilities that are currently held by the National Police Force. However, the initiative has not been without controversy. Opposition parties have voiced strong criticism, arguing against the city's campaign for expanded policing authorities. Let's bring in the opposition here. ANC councillor Ditini Theodore joins us for more on this conversation. Now, the Democratic Alliance has long suggested that this devolution of powers for the police in the Western Cape is necessary in order to help citizens and get clarity on how things are done and give more powers to local policing. Why do you think this is not justified?
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother, and good morning to you and good morning to the viewers. Look, the African National Congress holds a view that the City of Cape Town, through the MMC for Community of State and Security, Mr. J.P. Smith, all they are trying to do is trying to just to usurp the national government's powers for their own political and nefarious reasons, really. Because recently, the City of Cape Town has entered into an agreement or signed a memorandum with the South African Police Services and the provincial government, and we are still have not seen any results of that. Already, they are now asking for the devolution of policing power. But more interestingly, my brother, is that they are not asking for the powers to be devolved for them to make Cape Town safe. But they are doing this only for them to have certain specific powers, just like that of investigative and intelligence gathering, which we think has got nothing to do with making Cape Town safe.
So would you be in support of this if it was the devolution of all or most powers or powers that you would agree to?
No, we would not do that. We think that the City of Cape Town has just increased the number of metropolis officers.
We all agree that the level of crime in Cape Town is appalling. Now, would giving the DA the policing powers allow everyone to blame the crime problem squarely on the DA? I think so. But I guess that's not how the ANC sees it. Anyway, Paul Mashatile continues with the lies.
Although the province is often recognized for strong financial governance overall, this does not reflect the lived experience of many black communities who continue to struggle with socio-economic challenges. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, the Western Cape's municipal governance model is not the best in the country.
Sir, there are rich black people and there are poor black people. Both groups live in the Western Cape. The fancy areas in the Western Cape are occupied by blacks, whites, Indians, and coloreds. I mean, you have property there too, don't you? Are you not black? Or do the ANC comrades think that they are the only rich black people in South Africa? The fact is, there are rich and poor black people in the Western Cape, similar to Gauteng. The difference is that the Western Cape is simply better run than Gauteng. And therefore, he was asked the question, ladies and gentlemen, obviously.
Are you disagreeing with what Mr. Ramaphosa have said? The DA Western Cape is one of the best models. Thank you.
The president was quoted out of context.
Imagine that. Who is he tricking? Who is a dumb person that he is talking to here? Are you falling for this nonsense? Was the president misquoted or misunderstood? Huh? Or are we actually just dealing with a crook here? What do you think? I really would love to know. And just so you know, the same Paul Mashatile who believes that the Western Cape is not well run and does not provide services to black people is himself as a black person owning a property in the same Western Cape. He is a black man who loves to enjoy well-run Western Cape, and guess what? He also has another property in Waterfalls Estate. He didn't go to stay in Alex or in Tembisa where mainly black people live. Why not? Why didn't he? Why did he choose to go to the most expensive estate, that is the Waterfall Estate? Why? Because it is nicer, it is cleaner, and it is more secure. He's a black person living lavishly in houses that he cannot afford, houses acquired through questionable means. His salary cannot justify how he lives. That is a story of this current vice president. What say you, dear citizen? We should always vote for those that do the stuff that benefits us. Stop voting for parties that focus on giving to ministers and presidents and not to citizens. While you are entertained by his stories of the DA creating divisions in the Western Cape, remember that Paul Mashatile will have his bodyguards beat you up if you don't get out of his way. Is that not division? Is it not apartheid? The road is for him and his goons when they pass. Does that not tell you something?
Leave! All of them must leave! They cannot push me in my mother's house! They must leave! All of you guys! Leave now! Leave! Leave!
When Helen Zille was a mayor or premier in the Western Cape, does she do the same? Does the current mayor of the Western Cape do the same? Or maybe the premier? Why do you hate yourself so much that you're willing to support crooks and liars in order to fight the DA on behalf of thieves and crooks? Why are you willing to sacrifice your future and your children's future on the ANC altar? The so-called black skin is so holy to you that you don't see yourself voting for what works no matter what color it comes in. Huh? Your racism is so out there and so self-destructive as if we are living in the 1800s. Always labeling the DA as a white racist party when the party is being voted for by black people from all corners of society. Anyway, that's it for today. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Katlego. This is Citizen Concerned. And until next time, beware of the comrades.